You know what really burns my biscuits? It's when someone tells you that they can guarantee that your listings are going to come up on page one of search results on Airbnb, because it's impossible. And this is why. Airbnb has gone all in on AI, which means that it's running the show and using more data points than we can count to decide which listings to show the guests. And if that guest has been logged into their Airbnb account while searching for places to stay, then the algorithm knows their preferences and search history. And because Airbnb doesn't make money unless you get a booking, you better believe that the algorithm isn't going to waste time showing guest listings it knows they wouldn't be interested in, right? For example, a friend of mine told me that when she and her brother search on Airbnb for a place to stay in the same city on the same dates, they each get very different results. Because the Airbnb algorithm knows each of their search patterns and preferences, and it interprets that data and chooses which listings to show them based on their historical search intent, or what they're willing to pay for when it comes to picking a place to stay on Airbnb. So for my friend, she says it always shows her listings that are pet friendly. And for her brother, it always shows him listings that are kid friendly. And that's why you can never find your own listings when you search on Airbnb, even when you use incognito mode. Because the way the Airbnb algorithm is programmed, if it doesn't have enough information, such as the guest isn't logged in or they haven't chosen any dates, then it defaults to showing listings that first and foremost have that guest favorite flag, because, Airbnb is trying to make a good first impression. And second, it chooses listings with week-long stays, because Airbnb is trying to encourage guests to book longer than just 1 or 2 nights, because of course Airbnb will make more money on longer stays. Does that make sense? And another thing, as long as I'm up here on my soapbox, I'm just going to say this. Ever since Airbnb came out with their Insights dashboard, it has never provided useful information. Even after all these years, I can't understand why their view counter is still delayed by several days. Check this out. Today is March 8th, 2026. Last updated March 3rd, 2026. How is that useful? So even if you can check your views, the information isn't accurate or up to date, so it's basically useless. In fact, I've had students say, I just got a booking, but Airbnb shows 0 views on my listing, which obviously they must have had at least one, right? So looking at Airbnb's page views isn't just frustrating, but in my opinion, it's a waste of time and energy. And that's why we teach you how the algorithm works and how to use every opportunity to give it overwhelming proof that your listing is the one that the guests need to see. After that, it's up to the variables that are out of our control to get more views, because we have to have all these other factors line up. First, the guests have to be looking for dates that fall within the range of dates that we have open for booking on our calendar. Then the guests have to have sufficient data points to line up with what we're offering. And only the algorithm can decide if our listing matches more data points than the next guy's listing so that we get more views. Okay. So thank you for letting me get that off my chest, because there is so much misinformation out there, and I just want to set the record straight on all of these false promises that you can guarantee coming up on page one of Airbnb search results. Nonsense. Okay, so please do not rely on Airbnb's page views counter for reassurance. Instead, focus on what is within your control, and that is to use all of our view booster strategies in your static listing, as well as other view booster strategies that I'll be teaching you when you reach the captain's level. But if you'd like to learn how to rent your timeshare on Airbnb to increase the chances of getting a booking and set yourself up for success, then go to howtorentmytimeshare.com to learn more. This is Sue Oyuela saying bye for now.